Hey there, King of Kings family. We are excited to bring you another episode of the Beyond Sunday Multisite podcast series. I'm Dan Hoppen. I'm the director of small groups here at King of Kings, and we are just so pumped. We are going to be opening a campus in Northwest Omaha in the fall of 2023. This is going to be the first of 10 campuses that we're going to open over the next 20 years. We are just so excited about the growth that is coming. And here to talk about it with me today is Executive Director Julie Eesley. She has really headed up this multi-site project and just created great vision for where we're going and what we're going to be doing. How are you doing today, Julie?
I'm doing great, Dan. It's good to be with you.
Yes, it's great to have you. So in previous episodes of this podcast, we've talked a lot about the role of the campus director, but I really want to tackle the subject head on today and really dive into it. Now, we've identified our campus director for the upcoming Northwest campus. That is Peter Bay, who has served faithfully here at King of Kings for many years. He's going to fit into that role perfectly. I just want to start with the obvious question. What is a campus director and what are they responsible for?
Yeah, so a campus director is really filling that lead staff position at the campus. They're kind of casting vision. They're the face of the place. So when you get there on a Sunday, you're going to see them up front. You're going to be seeing them out and about, meeting and greeting people. That person is responsible for all of the ministry teams, programs, volunteers at the campus. Not that they're doing all the work, but they do provide oversight for all of that. Also, that person is going to be doing community outreach, whether it's meeting with people or community events. They're also just going to be helping develop that campus culture. And so they have a big job. They're going to be overseeing and kind of be that main person at the campus.
What you just described, I think, is like Peter Bay wrapped up in a nutshell.
Right?
And when I first heard, or when it was announced that Peter was going to be taking that role on the Northwest campus, it was just like, oh, duh. Like
Right.
That's exactly the type of person that you're looking for. What was the search process for the Northwest campus director like, and how did King of Kings know that Peter was the right guy for the job?
Yeah, I think what we wanted to do was look for someone internal. What we mean by that is someone who is already on staff. It would be challenging to start a new campus if you didn't know anything about kind of the church itself.
And the culture,
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to have someone who was really familiar with King of Kings. And then when we met with our consulting teams, and this seems, and it was pretty obvious to us, but it was good to hear it again. We were with our strategic team, which is kind of our leadership team at King of Kings. And the consultant said to us, you just really need to find someone who's very fun, very positive, very attractional for people, someone who's wants to get to know people, who's really friendly, makes people feel at ease. And Peter said later, as he was listening to them, he thought, oh, I'm going to have a new job here pretty soon. And he told his wife that night, I think they might call me. And obviously we thought of Peter immediately too. So the decision was pretty easy. Peter also has had a large managerial role at King of Kings. He'll know how to organize a campus. He knows King of Kings systems. He knows King of Kings people. So it's, like you said, it was really hand in glove, you know.
That's something about Peter that impressed me so much. I've been on staff for about 2 years now. I've known Peter for a long time. I knew he was very gregarious, outgoing, friendly personality, but actually getting on staff and working with him, you see how detail-oriented he is, how organized he is, how great he is at rallying volunteers. I mean, yes, he is a very friendly face, but he's also somebody who's got everything nailed down behind the scenes too, and I think that really is going to be a huge part of getting into this role. Looking at both his position and future campus directors, do they need to have attended seminary or gone through formal Lutheran schooling, or what kind of background are we looking for?
Right. So there's no seminary training necessary to be a campus director. Again, just a reminder, this person is not a pastor. They are not going to be preaching regularly at all. Maybe some of our campus pastors will do live, or campus directors will do live preaching maybe a couple times a year. But that might or might not be for each of our campus directors. Our messages are going to be on video from our pastors. And also, this campus director role, the way it's set up, it allows men or women who love the Lord, believe in God's word, and are willing to adhere to the doctrines of the LCMS. It gives them an opportunity to serve. I really love that. It just brings barriers down for entry,
Yes, I think that that's really important. And just kind of, talking about lowering those barriers, like when you are looking for someone who has attended seminary or has a certain amount of education, like something that one of our teaching pastors, Zach Zender, and I talked about on a previous podcast, those people are becoming harder and harder to find, especially in the LCMS right now. And we already have a great base of teaching pastors in Zach and Mike White and Greg Griffith here at King. So it's like, yeah, it would be great to be able to go out and hire new pastors for each campus, but we don't necessarily need to do that. We more so need someone who can come in and be a leader, who can be a face, like you said, who can be a shepherd more so than be a pastor. And those are two different roles. Well, they can be the same, but they definitely can be different as well.
Yes. And, there are immensely qualified leaders who've never been to seminary who work here at King of Kings. And if our qualification was you need to have attended seminary, that lops off basically all of the women leaders. So, that's tough. This opens a door for men and women. It lowers the barrier to entry. So it just makes a lot of sense and frankly allows people to exercise leadership gifts in greater ways than if it was just limited to seminarians.
Mm-hmm. And we've talked about Peter will be leading that Northwest campus, but we've got plans for future campuses all over Omaha and maybe even beyond. We'll see where God leads us over the next however many years. So that means we're going to be hiring additional campus directors.
Yes, indeed.
What are the specific qualities that we're looking for as we sift through candidates for those positions?
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, we're looking for someone who has a strong walk with the Lord, right? Who's living a life of discipleship to Jesus. That's first and foremost the most critical thing. Also really important, you have to love people. You just do. You have to be interested in reaching out and meeting new people. And really have a drive to integrate people into the life of the church, or help people maybe take that first step in their walk with Jesus. Leadership and managerial skill is super important. That's something that is critical for this role. You're going to be leading an entire campus. So looking for men or women who have that leadership skill. And then finally, positivity, I just view as super important. We have an exciting mission. It's the most important mission in the whole world, right? Bringing people to know and love Jesus. And so we just want people who are really positive about that, kind of radiate the joy of the Lord. Those are some of the main things we're looking for.
Another vitally important role on each campus is going to be the assistant campus director. What does that role entail?
Yeah, so our associate campus directors are going to be working closely with our campus directors. So let's reiterate, campus directors are going to be casting vision and shepherding people, kind of that face of the place. Associate directors are going to come around and help put systems in place to help get the work of the campus done. Their major roles are going to be overseeing campus guest experience. They're going to oversee community outreach and events at the campus and provide assistance to the campus director. They need really strong execution skills. They need to be able to get things done. This person brings the dream to life. I view them as light. So the campus is a bright, shiny car. Peter's driving it, but the associate is the engine.
That is a really good analogy and a great way to put it.
Yeah, so that person will play a critical role as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think just kind of giving some clarity into these roles and what we're looking for in these people helps just create even more excitement about these future campuses, because it's going to be fun to see how they develop and how they each take on their own personality. I love the phrase that you've used several times, is that these campuses are going to be siblings, but not twins.
Yes.
And part of that personality is going to come from a campus director. And if it's someone like Peter, that's going to be one heck of a personality.
Right?
And I can't wait to see what it looks like.
I agree. It's so much fun to see how God's going to just help everything unfold.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you, King of Kings family, for joining us on this episode. We'll have plenty more in the future. Definitely subscribe and follow this feed so you can get those automatically downloaded. You can go to kingofkings.org/multisite to learn more. King Kings, let's keep living our faith lives beyond Sunday.